Hey, what's up guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. This video is going to piggyback off of the video that I shot Sunday just a few days ago. It is now Tuesday of the price drops or the price variation we'll see in Best Buy. I've gotten a few notifications of that the Samsung Q90R and Q80R dropped pretty substantially. For the Q80, the 55-inch dropped. I'll show you that price in store and show you those displays. But the Q90 is something that I feel is very important. That dropped in the 75-inch and the 82-inch pretty substantially, which are the sizes that you guys are waiting for. Now the Q90, if you followed it all, if you followed Samsung CES, and if you followed even the recent videos from Vincent at HTV Test, which he put out yesterday, talking about the newer Samsung models, if you follow them again on CES, you saw the big push was going to be to 8K, which is fine. Last year, we were all a little caught off guard that the 8K 900R was there, but we were all pretty relieved that at least there was the 4K option of the Q90R and the Q80R that would be worthy successors to the excellent Q9FN and Q8FN. Some would argue that those displays were not as good as the year before. Contrast ratios, zone counts went down. I was definitely one of those that was not happy that the zone count went down at all. I love the Q9FN, but really learned to really appreciate the Q90R, the anti-reflective screen, how gorgeous that image is. And I think it needs to be celebrated a little bit because as it drops, it will truly be the last of its kind. There isn't going to be another 4K display from Samsung that has this kind of feature set, this kind of picture quality. You're definitely going to see next year their dual layer, all these different fancy words, but their full array local dimming, the amount of zones, all that stuff is only going to go down, which we all know will only create more blooming and less of that Samsung image that we love so much with keeping the black levels where they are. The Q90, the anti-reflective screen, the black level, whether you love the image or not, it's a very important display. For me, I've said many times it was my favorite LED by quite a wide margin this year. I felt that the 950G and the Q80 were really good competing with each other. I felt like the Q90 was really alone this year in regards to LED. You can talk about micro LED a little bit, the Vizio specs, but I felt like the Q90 really set itself apart, and I'm sad to see it go. So for those of you looking for a 4K LED from Samsung, this will be your last shot. So watch these prices closely, especially the Q90. The 82-inch dropped quite a bit. Again, we'll talk about those prices when we get into the store. This will not be a long video, but I just want to go and give the Samsung its credit, the Q90 especially. Again, I didn't cover it as much when it first came out. It was it was a best-selling display. So there wasn't a lot of news to report on it, but like many of you, I was in love with the Q9FN. I was a little apprehensive to accept both the Q90R and the Q900R, especially since the Q9FN, I kind of followed the roadmap of the KS9800 and the Z9D from Sony, where it was all about knocking out blooming altogether. So I saw any blooming at all on these newer LEDs this year, like many of you, I was kind of pushed away a little bit. But the Q90 being such a gamer-centric display, vibrancy, color gamut, HDR10 plus, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous display, and it really is, not to be too dramatic, it is going to be the last of its kind. And I want to take a second just to acknowledge it and then show you the prices in store. And I'll have to talk over that as well because there's too much music playing in the background, but it won't be long. But I want to give the Q90 its due. And if you guys are looking for an excellent LED from Samsung with 4K, this will be the last one that will be comparable. They will still have more models. They'll have the bezel list. They'll have all these different things, but 8K is definitely going to be the focus. And I think for many of these displays, Sony, Samsung, their hierarchy is going to be a little bit confusing this year. You saw the Q900R, 8K, Q90, 4K. You know, Sony has their flagship, their A9G, their Z9G. There's a lot trickling down in between that, and those they'll get replaced, you know, somewhere down during the year. But it's not quite as easy corresponding, you know. So the Q90R, we're going to say goodbye to it, but definitely look for it if you're looking for a great LED. that is definitely one to look out for. All right, guys, we'll see you in the store. We'll just look at the prices really quick. Sorry about how to give it its props. The Q90R is awesome. So here we are in store, looking at the Samsung Q90R. And another reason, not that we're worried about 8K, but realize that if the 4K displays aren't available, and Samsung does make you go 8K, remember 8K does cost substantially more. So we'll show you the prices here in a moment and the difference between them. It's a little bit blurry, sorry about that. What you're looking at is a difference in price with the 75-inch at $3,499, the 82-inch for $499. The difference is $300 cheaper for the 75 and $550 cheaper for the 82, which is a price or a display a lot of you guys are looking for. But not being afraid of 8K or hard on 8K, but just know that when Samsung releases their products, they typically cost more. And the fact that these 4K displays that they're releasing are probably not going to be as good as the Q90R or even the Q80R, but they will cost more. And then you will have the 8K. So in effect, you'll be paying more money for the 8K to get Q90R picture quality. And you'll get the resolution, obviously. Now we're going to glance down here at the Q80R, which will see a price drop from $1,499 to $1,179 for a $320 savings. All right, guys, give the Q90R that love. Thank you as always. Take care.
There can be only one.